Marni's here, let's start your day. Fabulously flawed, we're lighting the way. Monday to Friday, new episodes with laughter and love. Let's start the show. We're shaking things up. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Motivation, inspiration, and fun. Fabulously flawed, everyone. So shine a little brighter. Grab your smile and sing along. The show's about to start with Marni, your host. You can't go wrong.
Hey, fabulously flawed friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, Marni, and it is Thursday. I love to say, let's think about this Thursday. Today's episode I am going to call Balance Over Burnout, because I can tell you that I have spent my lifetime crashing and burning, never knowing how to have moderation or how to balance anything. It's either I'm doing something or I'm burnt out, all or nothing. But I just wanted to say hi to the Riverside people. I know where I download all of my episodes to, and they were on Threads, and I think they said something about a podcast. And I'm like, well, here's mine. And they listened and they were like, I love your jingle. They said it's like an earworm that gets stuck in your head and you're singing all day. So thank you to the Riverside people. That made my day. I was like, wow, I'm in this league of podcasts, and it's just, this is purely done for me to help everybody know they're not alone. It's okay not to be okay. I never want anyone going through anything I went through. There was no one to talk about mental health and the stigma, and that's why I love doing what I do. It has nothing to do with numbers, downloads, but it feels nice to be in a league where there are some very high-rated podcasts, and to have Riverside, the platform, notice it was super cool and did a lot for my imposter syndrome. I was like, wow, it's pretty cool that I was able to just say, here, check out my podcast. So anyway, guys, it's Thursday and Balance Over Burnout. It's almost Valentine's Day, which is so, I think we could laugh at this point. I don't think people like years ago, oh, I don't have a date for Valentine's. Oh, we all know now that everything is pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? A conspiracy. So I think the Hallmark people just said, let's figure out a way to make more money and blah, 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 blah. But it is still fun. But I don't want anyone, if you don't have a significant other or a galentine or anything like that, that the Friday, when is Valentine's Day? Saturday isn't going to be a great day, because you will do anything that makes you feel good. Anything that you want to do for you is the best form of mental health, self-care, self-love. Even if you shut your bedroom door and put on your favorite song and dance around, anything to just get your body moving, to get out the ickiness and just try and, I guess I'm using that example for me. The other day, I was in a cranky ass mood, and I was listening to my playlist, and Body Electric from Fame came on. So if you're my age, you know the song, and I was just jamming, and it put me in such a good mood after that. So I could say just even one song to just dance around and sing to, it's a very wonderful free cure and mental health approved. Okay, so there are so many things that we allow ourselves also to become burnt out from. I know for me and a lot of people, it's keeping the peace. I'm just, okay, whatever, let them do whatever they want. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get into an argument. But now you're just absorbing the chaos. Your inside is not completely at peace and serene, because if somebody mistreated you or was rude to you and you decided not to say anything just to, quote, keep the peace, you're not being true to yourself. And that's my episode tomorrow, where I'm going to really get into being true to yourself. But there's balance where you can pick and choose your battles. And I'm not saying just everything's a battle, but pick and choose. Is this something that's worth me discussing with someone, or is it something I should just let roll off my back? And that way you can have that balance versus being an all or nothing. And sometimes you're not staying true to yourself. In fact, I'm changing this episode now. The name is going to be just True to Yourself, because you're not staying true to yourself when you're always being flexible for other people. Well, they'll say, well, when do you want to meet? Oh, whenever you can. And they'll say Saturday at 4. And you're like to yourself, fuck, I love being home Saturdays at 4. It's late afternoon. But you didn't want to speak up for yourself. So you could have said, I love like mornings. Let's meet for coffee. Let's meet for breakfast. Don't just always abandon what you want to do to be flexible to make other people happy. Okay. Also, if somebody, sometimes they say just be the bigger person. And that's just allowing people to hurt you bad and not allow them to forgive, or like it's like, how can you just forgive people who don't apologize when they say, oh, just be the bigger person? I hate that. That's not being true to yourself. You don't have to be the bigger person. Like, for what? If somebody does something, you don't have to sit there and take it just because you're the bigger person. And, sometimes you're not really easygoing either. Like, what do you want to do for dinner? I don't care. But you're just exhausted, and sometimes, I don't like to have too many choices. And sometimes, being easygoing, it's like, whatever, I'll go with the flow. Nothing's that big of a deal. But I realized years later that, what? Some things are a big deal, and I should say what I do like and what I don't like. But sometimes it's just the choices become exhausting. And I want you guys to look also at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourselves in the mirror, being true to yourself, and say, you deserve joy. You deserve peace. Talk to yourself. You deserve love. You deserve love. You deserve peace. You deserve joy. Say that to yourself over and over, because our brain believes what we tell it. Even in jest, don't say, oh, I'm so stupid. Don't do that. Oh, I'm so gross. Oh, I feel so fat. All of that negative energy is what you're going to attract. So that's why sometimes I'll stop myself. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm like, no, I'm not. I made a mistake. I am not stupid. And I've learned to really catch myself from feeding my mind bad stuff, I guess, if you can call it that. Another thing that helps you with inner calm, which will help you be more peaceful, which is something you need to do for your inner self and being your whole full self. I suggest putting yourself on a routine. Anything that you could choose one thing that you could show up every day at the same time, like not following your mood. You need some sort of consistent, just some sort of consistency. It doesn't, you're not going to become successful by that. But what those daily routines do, it just sets your mind up for, I like just the inner calm, the knowing what's going to happen, that you're less stressed trying to figure out what you're going to do. I do my podcast pretty much the same time every day. I wake up almost the same time every day, go to sleep the same time every day. I try to keep everything as much of a routine. When I was in the midst of a very bad huge mental breakdown in 2019, I moved away from my family. I rented this apartment for a few months. I was up all night. I would just watch TV, eat garbage. I had no purpose. I was just lost. So it's funny that even today, even if I don't sleep, I cannot put the TV on because it puts me back into that, like what I used to be doing when I was in that dark place. But my sleep has become such a part of my daily routine. It's so important, guys. And another thing that I tell, I went to get my Botox done, and I'm looking around, and there were a couple ladies, and I'm like, some of you people are so beautiful on the outside, but when the minute they open their mouth, it's just, man, you guys are nasty. And I'm thinking, that's why learning to love every part of yourself, flaws and all, because we're all fabulous and it's okay to be flawed because there's no such thing as perfection. But I tried this going to a new town, buying new clothes, going to like dance classes all the time. Like I did everything. But at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. I mean, you can get as much Botox as you want. You could get a whole body shaping redo and everything, but nothing happens unless you change the inside. I mean, I've had makeovers done. I've lost weight and I still look at myself sometimes as like the chubby girl, like everything. I don't know how to, I've learned to focus what I like looking at myself, not, oh, I feel like I look pregnant in this shirt. Oh, I feel like I look fat. Oh, so I started to flip that narrative and say, you know what? I like what I see in the mirror. I have a beautiful smile. I have an engaging personality. People love my energy. Why am I going to sit and focus on the fact that this shirt makes me look pregnant? I mean, it doesn't make me look pregnant. I mean, when you think about it, it's just, I immediately go for the negative. And there's so many wonderful things we all have about ourselves that when you look at yourself and you start to critique, switch it. Say, you know what? I may not have a perfect ass, but I have a great smile. So I try to take and celebrate those small wins. So guys, on this Thursday, I am excited. We made it through a week almost. Tomorrow will be Feel Friggin' Fabulous Friday. Remember, well, one, you can find me on YouTube, Fabulously Flawed. I love putting my videos and all my fun TikTok stuff up there. And to never, ever let anyone burst your bubble, and never, ever, 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 ever let anyone dull your sparkle. Sending so much love and so much peace.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Fabulously Flawed. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, we're so glad you're here, and we hope you'll come back Monday through Friday for another serving of empowerment, motivation, and inspiration. We'll catch you next time on Fabulously Flawed.